My friends, welcome to my 200 3D CAD models in FreeCAD series. Today I will be working on exercise 143. This is similar to the last model we did, except that it is a bit simpler. It will be a two-sketch job. So the handle will be a revolve and the actual part will be an extrusion. With that, let's go ahead and calibrate our image for this dimension. It is 24 plus 15 plus 11.1. I want to keep that on XY plane for now, and then I want to relocate the image to the center of the workspace. There. Now we are ready for sketching, so let's go ahead and draw a sketch on XY plane. I am using FreeCAD 0.22 developers version, which means this version is not out in the public yet, but it has a lot of improvements and I wanted to have a head start on how FreeCAD is changing. You can also download this version from their website. All right, and now we are at a good shape. All right. First of all, this is horizontal, right? And then the distance between these two is 22.5. And then I want to make these 2 points symmetric by this axis, which is keyboard shortcut S. And then I go ahead and fix this distance as 6. Afterwards, let's make these two equal. Now we will worry about this center hole, so which is radius 21.5 divided by 2. How about this? This is 5. And this one, I'm guessing, will be 5 as well. So let's go ahead and make these two equal. Okay. And here is a missing tangency. So do that. And I don't think I am missing any more tangency. Okay. So this is radius 12.8. Now on this version, all the dimensions are tucked under this smart dimension here, D. So not like, if we want to apply a radius, it will be R, not like that. Everything comes with D. This will be equal, which is E on the keyboard. And we will come here later. Let's see what we are missing. I think these 3 points will be at the same point. Okay. That's taken care of. I don't know. Oh, this is the center for this. And do we know? Okay, this says this is radius 21.8. Right, so let's go ahead and do that. 21.8. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Maybe I want to pull it up. Okay, and then this point will actually be at the center. Okay, that's better. Now this I draw as a line. Looks like it will be an arc. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this, then this one too, and take this arc command, and from this center draw an arc and do the same. Okay. All right. Now this is, we have the distance, right? So let's go ahead and do that. 13.2, and again take that and make it 11.1. Okay, and that diameter itself would be 8, diameter 8. Okay, we have that length, so this point and this point, that the length is 8. We got that. I see this orthogonal constraint. I don't think they should be there, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. And so will be this. So those come by default from the polyline, so we'll have to be careful about those where they are actually applied by default. Okay, now since we deleted that constraint, they also detached the points, which I think, you know, they could keep the points, delete the constraints. So maybe I should open up a ticket on the GitHub or something. I don't know how to do that, but I heard that they are listening to customer feedbacks. Oh no, user feedbacks, no customer. We are not paid. We are not paying anybody. So, all right. So we are somewhere there. I think let's focus on here. And looks like I would be really careful about applying this. What is this called? Perpendicular. The perpendicular constraints by default don't need that very often. At least I don't. So I don't know why it is default. Anyway, so these two are 4 millimeters away. Let's go ahead and do that. And at the same time, let's see if they are radial or like parallel. What I mean by that is, although it's so small, it doesn't make a difference, but okay, let's take a line and make it a construction geometry. So GN, and then draw it like this. Okay, and then do it like that. So there is a simpler way. I'm just like demonstrating it for elaboration. So I want to place it on here, and I want to place it on here. So now they look kind of like so they make a sector of this circular area. So that's one way to do it, and this doesn't say anything about it, but looks like that's not the way it should be. These two are parallel, and then actually the line, the parallel is, they are parallel to this line, right? Let's make it parallel to that line, and then this says is 30 degree from the axis. Okay, and we may have to do a dimension on this. Let's go ahead and do that, say 12.5. It doesn't matter, but we want it to have like a fully constraint here, so that would be one of the constraints. All right, so we got that. Now this is moving freely, so let's take this point and this point, and that a construction line we just draw and hit S on the keyboard. That makes it symmetric. So we got inner side taken care of. We got this radius. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make these two equal. Okay, we got that. Now this is moving. So how about we say this is 15 millimeter from there. So take this point, hit D on the keyboard, that gives me the smart dimension, and make it 15. Okay, not bad. What else? We will do the same thing like we made this parallel. We will do the same thing up here. So draw construction line and take this and this and that and make it parallel on the keyboard. P. So I made these two edges parallel already. So if you haven't done that, so these 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. So all these 5 lines will be parallel. Now we already fixed this point with 2 dimensions. That's why we don't have to apply an angle constraint like we did on here, this 30 degree. All right, now the distance between these two is 10. And then we'll have to make them symmetric by this line. And that kind of puts me on a spot that I don't want to be. Okay. So how about I say take these two and hit the distance. We want to make it a parallel distance. Okay, that's not working. Okay, let's think about it for a minute. I want to make, so these two, take this point and take this line and make it symmetric. Okay, that worked. Now about this, so we take this point and take this line, it's symmetric. That is not working. Okay, apply the radius, which is 22.8. So this is radius 22.8. All right, now that kind of fixes it there. Can we do the symmetric now? Yes. So that was the one thing that was holding us out. Now we have only 1 degrees of freedom left. It doesn't look like I can see from it where the missing dimension is, and it doesn't say anything. Okay, let's close it and then open it back up, and it says redundant constraint 61. So it happens sometimes, right? Okay, so that was that symmetric option. So that is, we'll have to find something else to do that. How about I take a construction geometry, right, and make it up here, take another one. So these two will be the same, and so will be these two. Okay, so pick those two construction line, we just draw. It's tough to select it from here, so I'm going to go ahead and select it from the elements and make them equal. Okay, now we are at a point where this is acting as a symmetry, and now we can go ahead and say the distance between these two is 8. So that's a long way to say those two lines were symmetric. Okay, we have 1 degrees of freedom, which is this point. I don't know why. Okay, so the length is gone. That we applied the length at one point, but it's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and take this point and take this arc and say C. So that's what this constraint coincident does. It places the point on the curve, and that's it. So it took me a while. Actually, it's a bit complex, but we're done with it. And let's go ahead and extrude that for 10 millimeter, but in a symmetric fashion. So symmetric, apply, close there. So there is our ring, you know. And then we will do this lower part as a revolve. So that will be another sketch on XY plane. We can do it on XY plane. and probably take this line as our reference. So that's GX on the keyboard, the external geometry, and then hide it. So we have the GX. Now let's go ahead and draw this outline real quick on one side. First of all, this will be horizontal, right? And this is radius 2, and this will be horizontal as well. So everything else looks good. Now the dimension wise, first of all, let's put this point on this line, and that becomes an issue. Okay, maybe it's there already because of this. Okay, so this is dimension. The diameter is 27, so this is 27 divided by 2, and the total height, we can come this point, this total height is 24. Okay, that is plus 15. All right, now this is 9, it is 6, and obviously this else it's already given with the balance. And this point, so the diameter is 21, so this point, oh, okay, this point is 21 divided by 2, and this point is, we take this, okay, this is 7.5, and that's a fully constrained sketch, pretty easy compared to the previous one. And what I want to do is I want to revolve it against this line, so which is Y. So click on the Y, that takes this default one from Z to Y, and hit OK. Right, that's our handle, and there, I think that's our object. All we have to do is take this to make a fusion from the part workbench, the Boolean operation, and that union is our final object. Hopefully you like this process. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.